Alright, what I'm going to show you today is how to hook up a 4-way switch. And the easiest way to do it, we've been doing this for years and it works every time. This is a 3-way switch. This is a 4-way switch. This is a 3-way switch. And you're going to have your light, the power source, the load, and then you're going to have your power coming in, and that's going to be your hot. I'm going to use a power to mark the hot line. We can't show you orange or white, so I'm going to use orange instead. That's going to be your white wire, and it comes in. So you're going to have 3 wires, a green, a white, and an orange coming in from the power source. Up here, you're going to have a black, an orange, and a green on your load. And then what you're going to want to do is have, I'm going to do this 1 wire at a time. It makes it so much easier, but you're basically going to have 4 wires going from this box to this box, from this box to this box, and it dead ends in this one. This one has a whole lot going on, but it's super simple if you take it 1 wire at a time. That's all you got to think about is 1 wire at a time. The first one we're going to get out of the way is the green. This is our ground, and you're going to have one of these going to each one of these switches. So you're going to have a wire coming up, going over to this guy, and then coming out of this one over to this one, and it would be hooked up into this one as well. So each one of these switches will have a ground on it. The next one we're going to do is going to be the neutral. So in order for the neutral to work, your load has to have power. It has to have a neutral. Well, we have a neutral here, so this is a neutral. Let's just hook up these guys right here. Now we're done with the neutrals. So the only thing this guy needs left is power. That's all it takes. So if you basically hook this wire to this one, the light bulb would come on. We would not have any power, no switches to cut them on and off, but it would work. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a black wire that's going to go to this switch, to this one, and to this one. And so we'll draw it in, and then we'll draw it into this one. And on this one here, we'll just go ahead and take it down. It hooks up to this screw, the black common screw on the very bottom or top, whichever one, however you got it fixed. But that's where it ends at. And then we're going to wire nut it together right here. And then we're going to come off of our load and we're going to wire nut it here. So the black from the switch does not actually hook up to any of our 3 or 4-way, the first ones. It only hooks up to the dead end one. So that wire's done. Next, we're going to have our power line. Our power is going to go into here, hook to this one, and that's it. It just hooks up right there. Now all we got left is travelers. So you got 2 black screws on this one and 2 brass screws on that's the way most of your 4-ways are set up. So you have to have 4 wires in each of your 3-ways. So you're going to be using like 14-3 with a ground. So now it gets super easy. You're going to have a white and a red left. That's the only 2. So we got a green, a black, a red, and a white. The only ones we have left is the white and red. And you're just going to hook one of them up to this one, and then come out of this one right here and hook it to this one. And then this one here, you're going to take your red, come up and hook it up here. Your white is going to come over here and hook up, and that's all it is to do that. I've got an example over here set up. That way I can show you exactly, and you can actually see the wires. We run it with THHN instead of Romex, so you could actually see all the wires. So let me move the camera over there, but that's basically it. That's as easy as you can make a 4-way setup. Just remember, the 2 wires have to go to each, so each color, the blacks go to one 3-way, and the brass goes to the other 3-way. So that's it. All right, now what I have here, I have our green for our ground, our black power, and our white neutral. This is coming from the power source, and we just made a plug. This right here is our power out. This is our load. It's the lamp man. See, we made him for a reason. But that's going to be our load. So now what I'm going to do is just show you, like going through each one of them. This one's going to be our 4-way. 3 ways on both ends. And we're kind of going to get a close-up, so bear with us on this thing. But I want you to see them real good. So we're going to have a red wire, a black wire, a white wire, and a green. We run THHN on this. You're going to have Romex. Yours is not going to have red, but we did that. That way we could demonstrate in the power box over here how it would be. And so basically you're going to have a 14-3 with a ground running from this box to the middle, from the middle to the end. This is going to be your dead end. We can start with that one. Well, let's start over here with the power. I guess we'll do it like we did on the board. So if you're here, you're going to have a ground wire coming from this one, and you're going to have a green ground wire. Well, it's basically in the Romex, it's going to be bare, but they're going to be your grounds. And what we did, we tied the load right here, the power right here, and then just tied it to our switch. And then the green runs over to the next switch, and then it ties in where they're together, and then it runs over here to the very last switch. And then if we come back to make this super simple, your neutral from the line, this is the power source, just ties to the neutral on your load, which is the lamp band. And now for the 3 ways and 4 ways, right here you have a black screw. It's labeled common. If you look on the bottom, it'll say common. The black going to these boxes coming in is going to tie to your load wire. The power is going to go to this first common wire. That's the only one you're going to have on it. So this is the power source from your panel or the box, however you got power. And then this one just basically ties together. This goes from this box to the load. Now the black is going to come out of here, run over to this one, and it's going to just pigtail together. You're going to have wire nuts, and it goes from this box back over to this box. And then on your dead end switch, it's going to hook to the common screw, just like it did on the first 3-way. So these are your 3 ways, and this is your 4-way. This one has 3 screws, 2 brass, 1 black. This one's going to have a pair of black screws and a pair of brass screws. And then that basically has everything. I mean, it's that easy. You're going to have, the only thing left is your travelers. You're going to have your red and your white. The only thing you really have to remember, it don't matter which one of these it goes on. The red and the white can go on either brass screw, and the thing is still going to work. The only thing is it will matter on the rotation of the switch is if it's up or down when you put it in your box. So, you want it going up, turns the light on, and down. So you can either rotate the switch and do it, or you can worry about the screws over here. And actually this one's actually mounted like this. This is the writing on it. So the red and the white are coming out of this one, and they just go to a pair of the screws pair of the brass screws on this side, and then the ones coming out going to the last 3-way, they're the black ones, and they just go to it, tie in. It can go to either one, and that's it. I always put my reds on one side, that way I don't get them confused, and then the whites on the other side. But that's it. Either any one of these, you can cut the light on, coming, going. That's your standard 4-way. And it's pretty simple. I mean, it's not too complicated. I hope I helped you out. Seeing this white wire and the red wire open like this, I think that might help some. And the big thing is just remember your power source comes in on this one, through this one, ends on this one. The load ties in with this one, and that's it. I mean, you're just running power through the switches. The black screw is going to be your power, so the reds and whites are travelers. And that's it. I hope I explained it good. Thank you. All right, now we're going to do a fun one. This is the Maestro, and it's a dimmer. Number on the thing is the MACL 153 MR. This one kind of has to do with the packaging, and they make companion dimmers where you can dim them more than one spot. I've not tried the 4-ways. I have done the 3-ways, and I'm going to do a demo on it here in just a little bit. But this one, I wanted to show you this one first because it's super crazy. Any of y'all electricians will kind of understand what I'm talking about when you see this. So how they want you to wire it is, we got Lamp Man over there. Everything works normal. So of course we have our greens, our green power coming in, black, white, green. Load going out, black, white, green. 3-way running over here is a 14-3. You have red, black, white, green. So to make this easy, your greens all tied together right here for your load. Your 3-way 14-3 coming out, and the line. So all these hook together. Your light, the load, and the load on your neutral right here. These two tied together. And now, for the kind of crazy part, the load will tie to the black, and this is kind of normal, what you would normally do. So you would have these two running over here. The black is going to go to the black screw like it always does. You're going to have a brass screw, and you're going to have a blue screw. Your white that I'm using here, the white and the red, on this brass screw ties in with the power going back to the light. And then your red runs over to the blue screw. Or normally, your 3-way, this guy, would go on your other brass. If you put it on the other brass, it will not work. You have to have it on the load. This one here goes back out, ties in here, and goes to our load. This one goes to the brass screw on the dimmer. It is kind of crazy. And then you also have to program this, and how you're going to program it. For a 3-way, multiple switches, you're going to hold this one and this one. They're calling this one T, this one R, this one L. So you're going to hold these two together. It's going to blink. Most of the time when you're first setting them up, it'll stay in the middle. You want the bottom one, so you just kind of hit the R until it goes to the bottom. And then you want to tap that T, and then now you're set up for the 3-ways. That is super crazy at how this one hooks into that. And we'll get this guy hooked up on the other dimmer and show you that one.